Break. Sukuna, give me that animation. Let's go. Beautiful. This is where all the budget went for this anniversary. This guy and Yuji. Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. I don't even care about the number he hit. 13.5. Beautiful. What's going on, guys? It's Jay, aka It's Ghost Story, back with another Phantom Parade showcase video featuring the new yellow Sukuna. First things first, have you guys ever seen a unit so majestic before? You're almost as beautiful as when I lost you. But all jokes aside, this unit, I haven't really messed around with him much in comparison to the other anniversary units yet. We've had Yuji and Todo for close to a week at this point as I'm recording this video. And this video should be getting uploaded after my Yuji showcase. And I'm kind of going to have him spec'd out in a more general way. Yes, he's at A1, but the A0 version of this character also works just fine. So we're going to have all our skills at level 8. And we're going to kind of analyze the kit for the start of the video. If you want to skip ahead to the tower floors that we're going to be clearing today, down in the description below, just like our last showcase video with Yuji. But we're going to go into the kit. So, skill 1. We got a physical, 400% physical technique increase, and he's based on crit rate. Now, one thing that I find interesting about the Sukuna, or about Sukuna units in general, is that Sukuna is a Black Flash unit without using Black Flash. Now, hear me out. That sounds a little stupid, but when he crits, he gets that damage increase and curse energy increase just like a Black Flash unit. In fact, there are Black Flash units that don't even get the same benefits that Sukuna gets, and he doesn't have to Black Flash. Brother gets 15 CE on crit. 15. My boy. Green Nanami. We're going to keep bringing up this unit every single time. My boy Green Nanami gets 5. He is an SP unlocked unit. He only gets 5. My GOAT Green Yuji gets 10. This guy gets 15 for a crit. And it's not just a physical crit. Any of his skills crit, it's 15 curse energy. And a 20% damage dealt increase. Universally. Not Jujutsu, not Taijutsu. Just universally, that's a 20% damage boost. Okay? And on top of that, I also believe he actually has a better reverse curse technique than Blue Sukuna. Now, for me, it's kind of weird, right? Because you're able to heal yourself when you're at no more than 80%. And then when HP also falls below 20%, you're able to heal. And they're both very different heals. But Blue Sukuna, I have used this unit so much, and his heals, despite the fact that there are conditions for you to get healed, they feel very random. Like, there's been plenty of times where Sukuna has not gotten an attack. It's like turn 1, turn 2, and he heals himself when he's at full health. So, I feel like it's better that we have a more straightforward reverse curse technique for this guy. So you don't have to, like, be sitting here and being like, Sukuna, why are you wasting a heal mid-fight? So, on top of this, with that passive, when Self takes 10,000 or more damage to HP from one single hit at the start of turn 9, he gets boost to Jujutsu and Taijutsu. The man has 40k, basically 40k health right now. And with Recollection Bits, it's only going to go higher. So this guy doesn't even have to lose majority or even half his health to boost himself. And then he gets damage dealt increase. Again, universal, Taijutsu, and Jujutsu, depending on how much curse energy he has. 10%, 25%, and 50%. Why does he need all of this? And on top of that, he has a physical counter. A physical counter. When he gets attacked, boom. Slashes with Dismantle. Recovers curse energy. He debuffs the enemy. Are you getting what I'm going at here? This unit is stacked out of the mind, and we've only talked about the passives and skill 1. So we're in skill 2 now. We have Dismantle. Now there's 2 different versions of Dismantle, because for some reason, some Zap's like, not only does he deserve to be able to AoE everyone with Dismantle, but there's going to be a version of Dismantle that's even stronger when he's just attacking one unit. Why? Just cuz, I guess. Just because. And then it debuffs. It debuffs. And it applies Laceration. Again, what are we thinking? We're debuffing. With a 15 curse energy only required for this skill. Either AoE or single. And they get stronger when it's just one unit on the field. Laceration and debuffs. Okay. Alright, guys. Like we're just doing everything. And on top of that, this skill can obviously crit, which activates this passive. You lose HP, activates this passive. You gain curse energy. It just, he loops into himself infinitely. And then you have Cleave, 905% on a skill 3. 7 hits. You also get that continuous damage as well, and it applies Laceration. You got to sit here and just think to yourself, what were the devs thinking? Because you have this to build up your passive. You have this to debuff the enemy and build up your passive. And then you just have this to seal the deal. And on top of this, we have his ultimate open. Now, mind you, I have my Sukuna at skill level 8. Now, obviously, the most optimal will have it be at skill level 10. Because like the new anniversary Yuji, Sukuna has 2100% as his max for the ult. And it's also more beneficial to have that because Sukuna can't use a cooperative ultimate. So if you are using this unit and you're like in quotation marks, combo ulting with another character and you're like, oh wow, where's the combo animation? He can't do it. Sukuna can't combo ult. However, he can just nuke the entire battlefield. Oh, and it's a guaranteed crit, by the way. So like using the Fuga arrow, guaranteed for your passive. Like, this guy loops into himself over and over and over and over again. He's almost unfair. His existence is unfair as a unit. Now, I will say this. This unit has a very, I think, special condition to use his ultimate. So you can't use his ultimate unless you use both Dismantle and Cleave at least once. But there's no problem with that, because Sukuna doesn't have a single bad skill. And we're going to demonstrate that on the first tower floor, where future me will be speaking to you there. So, I'll see you guys on the first tower floor. Floor 61 right now. So, from the initial viewpoint I have from you guys, especially as a content creator that's currently trying to come up, is that a lot of you guys are having difficulties with floor 61. And if you are one of these people, and you just so happen to pull Sukuna as well, this floor shouldn't be an issue anymore. Like, this floor is already baby food for characters like Zonji and, Tinjo. Sukuna is just going to make this floor a bigger snooze fest. Like, I even tried to, like, switch things up a little bit. I didn't bring in Shoko, I brought in Junpei. And I also have Domain Megami as the backup unit, because obviously we want to see that Sukuna damage. I also brought in Pride instead of another crazy strong Recollection. And we're going to hope Kaido gets out of the way. Actually, wait, I just realized. Ooh. We're going to just do skill 1 on Junpei real quick so we can get Kaido out of here. Actually, let's do this. Let's build up curse energy for the boy Sukuna. Look at that guy. Great guy. He's the best guy around. Poison got Kaido out of here. More cursed energy. And now my boy Megami's in here. So this is what's going to happen here. We're going to try and get ult out very quickly. And we're going to skill 1 on Sukuna. We're going to build up that damage. We want to build up that passive. We missed. Junpei is so gutted. You know what? What if we hope? Oh, darkness inflicted on the boss? Will the boss miss? On whoever? Nah, but Junpei's guarding anyway. Okay. Now we're kind of at the point of the run. Huh. Where the true fun begins. And by the true fun, we're skill 2ing it. Oh my. And so it begins. And Sukuna, he doesn't care about poison, he doesn't care about darkness, he doesn't care about flames, and that is why he's my GOAT. We're going to open domain expansion with Megami immediately, and we're going to just... You know what? Do we just nuke the boss away? Nah. We're going to hold on to Pride for a little bit. We'll probably fire our ultimate out on the last turn. No connection with Megami's ultimate because he has darkness on him, but we're not here for that. We're here for just the domain in itself. Another thing as well, if you guys don't have that Junpei SP unlock, what are you doing? That guy's amazing. But Sukuna's going to hit that cleave, and we're going to see how much damage that does. Pretty nice 3.5. We should have Fuga now. Which is going to lead me to wanting to do this first. Since Pride works for 2 turns. 5.6. And then before that boss ult, so we're gonna heal. Actually, wait, I already used the heal on Yaga. I didn't even notice. And that boss still has the good old, what is it? Evasion status on. Well, we're gonna do Dismantle. Junpei's still guard. You gotta love that guy. And Megami's out of domain. We're just gonna wait for another one. Now, another thing that hurts me about Fuga is that it's not an AoE ultimate, which I wish it was, but you can't have everything. Even though Sukuna wishes he has everything. We're just gonna get this boss out of the way. This is gonna apply a debuff onto the boss. And look at that. Alright, we're gonna heal with Yaga right here. We have our domain back already. You know what? Let's combo ult, boys. Well, not really combo ult because, well, Sukuna can't combo ult technically, but still, we're gonna set up domain and we're gonna fire Fuga. The game lagged a little bit. Why did it do that? But that was a break. It was 10 million. Not too much, but we're just having fun here. We're not running the most optimal units. I mean, Yaga and Megami are really good, but Junpei is kind of just as a filler unit. If I were to run like super duper damage optimals, I would have put Shoko here. And I wish I could have saw what that damage number was that Sukuna fired off, but yeah. That was floor 61, the floor that a lot of y'all have a lot of issue with, in particular. Very casual. Super duper casual. In fact, we kind of purposely misplayed a ton to give the boss some breathing room. I kind of use this boss as a little personal playground every once in a while for yellow units. So, I'm not sure which floor I'm doing next. I believe it's going to be floor 65. So, I will see you guys in that next portion of the video on floor 65. Alright guys, here we are on floor 65. So I was gonna run a more different team for this floor initially, but then I remembered one of my subscribers actually asked for me to try and do a showcase that showed alongside Yellow Gojo, which to a certain extent, I think it's brutally overkill, but I'm also like, it also sounds really fun. So I'm like, why not? Let's just bully this floor with two of the two of the strongest yellow Jujutsu units. Let's bully it. I ain't afraid of having fun, guys. Get these crits in for Sukuna. Yaga is a big help for this. You know, Gojo, it'd be nice if you'd have like the little guy kind of stare at you a little bit. Good darkness on the... Good stuff, Sukuna. Gojo is not popping that provocation. This is like the rarest thing for me. Shoko with the W heals. Let's buff myself here. Yeah. We're gonna heal Shoko here just so she doesn't die. That's like the best route possible. And then we're just gonna... Actually, we're gonna pop a cleave here, so we're probably gonna ult with Gojo very soon. And we're just gonna let Gojo eat this hit. We're gonna like obviously make the boss hit weaker this time around. Look at my guy. Okay. Boss hit us with a fart. That's fine. Shoko's gonna heal. And then we're gonna just pop these out. Pop this with Gojo. Buff again. And we're also gonna make ourselves immune to damage. You know what? We're gonna aim at the boss. Actually, hold on. Whoa. I just realized something. Damage taken, decrease, whatever. We're gonna hit the boss with everything. Huh. On some Bardock timing. And you know what? We're tossing this at the boss, and obviously Gojo just hits AoE style. Yaga's ult is gonna debuff, so that's gonna help us a lot. Fire that arrow. Fire it. Only 3.5, but the boss also has that damage reduction on. Let's see what you do, Teen Joe. Nice, nice. Look at my boy Teen Joe. He's doing his thing right there. And a counter dismantle from Sukuna. You love to see it. Now, we're gonna go back to focusing on this guy right here. Ooh. Oh, I aimed at the wrong enemy. I thought I was aiming at the minion. Oh, and y'all are gonna ult both at the same time? That's rich. We're gonna make sure you don't hit as hard. Because whoever you're gonna attack, that if it's not Gojo, I don't even trust the provocation at this point. Oh, you do go for Gojo. You're weird. You're weird. This enemy's weird. Okay. We're gonna save Shoko's. I'm gonna buff again on Gojo. And look at that counter attack. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man, I want y'all to punch at Sukuna. Nope. No, Sukuna, we're aiming at the wrong person. Nope, 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 nope. You know what? Okay. Fire that arrow. .6. You know, one thing that I believe that's looking very interesting is just the fact that Gojo hit a higher general number, but Sukuna is just popping out just more general DPS is the way I can sum it up. And we're just gonna lay in as much damage as we can before the boss ults, because we could low-key die. By we, I mean Yaga, but... Oh, darkness on the boss, okay. Let's keep this damage rolling. I feel like we could kill almost next turn at this point. Alright, we're gonna heal Yaga. And then... Ooh, no kill. Interesting. Whatever, we're definitely killing next turn. Oh, wait. Okay. Didn't even need to wait until next turn. So, this is an interesting thing to look at. For the individual that wanted to see specifically this, pretty sure your name is BTB. This was kind of showing. I believe you don't have Shoko, but these two units can be used together for these lower stages. Gojo pumped out the bigger number, but I equate that more to the fact that Gojo had more units to hit, therefore, obviously, he's going to do more damage. Not units, but enemies to hit. But Sukuna did overall more damage. His ult just did less. I feel like his ultimate could have done more if we had, obviously, if we had Megami. Which I just realized we had Megami as our backup, and he never came out. So, yeah, that was floor 65. The next floor is going to be floor 69. So, I will see you guys in the next tower floor. The strongest sorcerer of today, and the strongest sorcerer in history. So, I thought it'd be fun just to see Gojo with Sukuna on this fight. See, this fight initially for me, when I ran it, I thought it was the easiest, and I mean the easiest fight known to man. I thought it was a comical fight, because I had Zonji, Shoko, Yaga, and Dome Megami. I was able to clear this floor up so easily, and I believe, obviously, Sukuna's going to be able to do the thing. Now, we brought Gojo instead of Megami, because, you know, I try to give y'all some variety here, you know? We can't be boring. We're not boring folk here. And we're gonna see, does this boss... Okay, yeah, so... debuffs. We're not a fan of this boss. But who cares? We're gonna keep it going. For Gojo, we're just gonna keep reducing the boss's damage. And then we're just gonna build up curse energy on Sukuna's just so we can have that passive built up. And then we're just gonna go into skill 2, like a monster. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Alright. Wait, no, I actually hit cleave. Dismantle. Now, thankfully Shoko is a buffing unit because, dude, Lord knows if we had to deal with this floor and, well, just these floors in general, and Yellow didn't have a buffer. But she's stunned, but that's not gonna damper our mood too badly. On the turn that Gojo casts Domain, we are going to be using Cleave. So, Shoko's still stunned. Not fun. That's not fun. Look at my guy. And you know, we're going to get the debuff in right here. We're going to get the debuff in with Gojo and Yaga, and we're going to just smack that skill 3 right into his face. And then afterwards, I mean, you know the drill. We're firing that Fuga. And also, we might as well ult with Yaga on this turn because it's not like Sukuna can combo ult, so you don't have to save any ultimates for a combo ult. There we got our ultimate. And then right here. Well, let's see how much this does. Actually, hold on. Why am I doing skill 1? And this is with the new recollection bit as well. Why did the game almost explodes every time this guy ults, and it's hilarious. And while the boss is broken, we're just gonna like just slam cleaves. 5.1. He's already hitting like comparable numbers like he did with his ultimate on the boss, by the way. Five point. Like, this guy is just laying down damage. And now we're gonna go back. We're gonna try and build up our curse energy again. Now Gojo's out of here, so he's gonna bring in Megami. And that gives us more curse energy to deal with as well, so that's perfect. So now we could just go back to doing the fun stuff, which is just spamming skill 2 and skill 3. Now, why would you hit Shoko that hard? It's a little rude. Actually? Yeah. Actually? Nah, we're gonna just heal ourselves. You know, we bring healing recollection bits for almost no reason. Why you always gotta stun Shoko, man? This is she's a doctor. Give her some respect. We're gonna pop the healing recollection bit on Yaga. Actually, no. Okay, Shoko. Just show off, I guess, while you're stunned. But we're gonna pop the healing anyway. And then we're gonna pop Dismantle one more time, and then we're gonna ult. Actually, you know what, guys? I think one more Dismantle. What do you guys think? One more Dismantle? For good measure? Why do you always gotta, like, bro, Shoko will never, she will never know peace as long as this boss exists. Well, we'll just dismantle again. Hey, you know what? Let's see if right. Okay, Sukuna, relax. I want to get the secret animation. Hold on. Hopefully we can right here. Hopefully this is enough. Break. Sukuna, give me that animation. Let's go. Beautiful. This is where all the budget went for this anniversary. This guy and Yuji. Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. I don't even care about the number he hit. 13.5. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, as y'all can see, this guy's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. In his best circumstances, dude is a monster of a unit. An absolute monster. But here's the thing, guys. We're not done yet. If you thought we were done, you're wrong. We have one more floor. We have floor 78. And that will prove Sukuna's status as the yellow goat. Alright guys, we're back on floor 78. I took a little break before I continue recording this video, but we're still locked into the game. Boss has a cut to physical attacks, so skill 1 is going to be nerfed, but we're still going to use it just to get that curse energy at the start, and then we're just going to whale in skill 2 for as long as possible. We got to get rid of this annoying guy though. This guy, disgusting. That 20 million health bar just for a minion, but they're all relatively weak. I mean, I'm used to it at this point because the bosses in the 80s have over 1 million HP anyway, so I'm kind of just like straight facing this entire situation at this point. Give my boy Sukuna some curse energy so we can get this passive rolling. This boss, surprisingly, like, the boss's ultimate is terrifying, but in general, does not really hit that hard. Alright, that's enough cursed energy to get the ball rolling. Let's get them dismantles. Fire it out. Look at that. You know, keep aiming at Megami because, yep, perfect. There we go. We have the domain already set up. Put darkness on you. And the little minion doesn't care about stunning, but it's whatever. Thank goodness Sukuna also he doesn't care about being stunned. Let's just be glad that is the case. And we're going to pop the healing recollection bit because Shoko's healing passive didn't pop right there, which kind of surprises me. I thought she took enough damage for it. Okay. Let's get cleave out. And I kind of want to finish up this minion without using my ultimate. Perfect. Also, now we want to heal Shoko. Nice. Put the ultimate's out. Pop another cleave. Because if I'm saving my ultimate, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably not even gonna use the ult until way after. Because I feel like Megumi's domain might end this turn or next turn, I believe. Oh, come on, Megumi. You could have gave me one more. Could have given me one more turn. You would have made me very happy. And Sukuna's, you know what? Now we're in the state where Sukuna's about to dog walk this stage, guys. We're just gonna pop a heal on Yaga, just for the extra security. The boss did not take a crit right there. Very surprising. Okay. We're gonna get that curse energy build up. Let's do that skill 1. Nice. Oh wow. How many people did you stun right there? Is it everybody? Ooh. I love bosses in this game so much, dude. Sukuna with the counter. My goat. Alright, everybody's back. This is perfect. Okay. So what we're gonna do is pop the optimal rotation. We're gonna keep the curse energy up. We're just gonna do dismantle. Beast. Okay. This is, guys, this is where that arrow's coming out. 160 CE worth of BTA is about to come out. Bro, forget nuking the boss. He nukes my game every time he uses his ult. It was 8.9 initially. See, I like how for his ultimate, the initial arrow isn't the only thing considered for the turn. They also consider the flame as well. And also, I think it'll attribute the laceration, but I think it's mainly the flame. Let's see. Oh, yeah. And this is where I bully the boss with cleave for the lulz. But he can't fight back. Literally just had his mouth wide open. Fight back! Fight back! Like, bullying this boss almost feels unethical. Could we finish this floor just by spamming skill 3 for the rest of the fight, unironically? Oh, Shoko's dead? To be honest, guys, it doesn't even matter. This unit doesn't care about anything. He counters. He's just dumping out so much unnecessary damage. He didn't nuke. See, one thing that I'm, well, at least for me, because I feel like there is easier ways to get a quote-unquote nuke out on Sukuna. But I just think it's more fun that we have a unit where the laceration effect is back into play. I feel like that's what made Blue Sukuna so special, is just knowing, well, not really knowing that a boss is going to be beaten in the very last second. So let's get into the final unit review, actually. Let's just go straight into it, straight from the floor, no cuts. Let's jump straight into it. This guy here, the GOAT. The GOAT. Now, he doesn't have the same, I guess, meta staying power as this guy. Now, what I mean by that is that when this Sukuna dropped, his DPS broke the game. And when I say broke the game, people were using this Sukuna on floors where blue was not a thing, and they were clearing it with him as the main DPS. I remember climbing the tower floors, like just going through it with this guy. Like even if I wasn't color positive, I used this guy as a main DPS. You comboed this guy with Anniversary Gojo, and it almost felt like there was no content in the game that you couldn't steamroll through with these two. Now, I don't have any of the yellow Jujutsu stages from the 80s or 90s, so I can't demonstrate this guy up there. But I feel like a lot of you guys are in that floor. Well, not a lot. A lot of y'all are actually below floor 60, but there's also a fair bit of y'all that are subscribed that are around the 60 to 70 range. And you guys are interested in my takes on this unit. So I will say, Sukuna offers so much as a unit. Like, we've already been babbling about it. You've already seen the util. Like, this guy's dumping out damage. He's filling up his passive with literally everything he does. The dots that are happening over time attribute, like, basically adds up like 600,000 plus damage, if not close to 1 million, to his ultimate. And not only that, his animations are just beautiful. But how does he really attribute to this meta? You got to compare him straight to this Gojo. Now, as it currently stands, this Sukuna, as it stands, is way better than this guy. It's kind of like the same philosophy we have with this Yuji and Toji, where an A0 of this guy is better than this guy. But there's more, I would say, nuance to the situation than you may think. So with this Sukuna, there comes an issue with the fact that the Fuga arrow is not an AoE. Now, his skill 2 is an AoE if there's multiple enemies on the field, but that main deal breaker is that this guy has an AoE ultimate. An AoE ultimate, that's very high value, especially for floor 90 because you're fighting 3 bosses at the exact same time. That AoE ultimate is very important. But the thing is with characters like, you know, Yellow Team Joe, is that you have to, he's a stall unit. Like, not a stall unit, but you have to wait a long time before you get the full benefit and the full damage of your kit. You can just kind of go straight into things with Sukuna, and you could just start dumping out damage as soon as you hop out onto the field. This guy, you gotta wait like the full 6, maybe 7, maybe 8 turns before you dump out a huge bit of damage. Then you have to reset, and then you have to wait 6, 7, or 8 turns to dump out another large piece of damage. So I feel like in situations like this, there's more of a risk to run characters like Gojo because you don't have that constant stream of DPS because you're trying to buff him. You're trying to get buffs out in an appropriate amount of time, you know, to correspond with whatever ultimate amping recollection bit that you're using so you can nuke the boss. Okay? But that leads to a situation where, well, if this guy's not doing consistent damage, and by consistent, I mean he's not attacking every single turn. So he's not going to be defending your other units that are helping you out additionally. Like, he's not helping this guy get started. And what I mean get started is that this guy, Yellow Megami, he is a big helper, but to be completely honest, guys, when he's outside of that domain expansion, he is very much a sitting duck. But when he's in that domain expansion, I mean, he's invulnerable. It's perfect, right? But if he's a sitting duck and the boss just starts wailing on him, the best thing you can do is hope that 35 chance of provocation procs, and that's really it. But then you have that issue where now you're not buffing. Now you have a turn where you're not buffing, and your damage for your ultimate's going to be weaker. But then you have units like Sukuna, where he is attacking 24/7. He is getting cursed energy. He is dumping out these skills that can be anywhere from 2 mil to 5 mil at a time. He is dumping 13 million ultimates, even if he is aiming at one person. And that ultimate is giving him more curse energy, more crit damage, so he could just dump out more 5 million damage skill 3s. So you're constantly looping in DPS with this character. His kit feeds into itself. So this Gojo's kit, it doesn't feed into itself. It serves a purpose, like it reaches a level. So Gojo's kit goes from A to B, right? It goes from A to B. And then once you finish A to B, it's like, okay, now we gotta go to C and D. You know? We gotta just take baby steps to go ahead. This guy, he doesn't have to like take a step and then go forward and forward and forward. This guy can go A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. And then you hit C, boom. Finish it up, right? This guy feeds into himself. And on top of that, that counterattack status, you guys seen it be used multiple times in this video. It also amps him. Like, you counter into amps. Like, the difference between these two units is immense. The util he provides, immense. The damage he provides, consistent. However, I know it seems like I'm dogging on hidden inventory Gojo, but it just shows the sheer difference in design philosophy for these current units. Because despite the fact that Sukuna could be technically listed as a nuking unit, his kit isn't built with the mindset of a nuker. His kit is built with the mindset of a non-stop damage dealer. The same way how we have with Yuji, where yes, he can nuke, because he has that 2100% ultimate. Same with Sukuna if he's at skill level 10 on his ult. But that's not their design philosophy. Their design philosophy isn't just like, okay, set up, get a huge nuke. You are doing a ton of damage even before the ultimate comes out, and then your ultimate's helping you do more damage for your general skills. You're like, the main game plan I'm actually getting from these new anniversary units is that you want to ult as quickly as possible. You're not supposed to hold these ultimates, because these ultimates play into your other skills. So, if you want my general conclusion on Sukuna, he's a phenomenal DPS. He's top 2. I feel like if you want my personal opinion, the top 2 is Yuji and Sukuna. Very interchangeably. I think Yuji is a better DPS overall. Overall, Yuji's a better DPS, but this guy's number 2. He's number 2. However, like I said, for a more free-to-play mindset, no whale shenanigans in this head right now. Don't think that this guy can't do the content that this guy does. Everything that this guy can do in terms of content, he can also clear at the moment. So if you're like, do I really need to summon for Sukuna? You technically don't, because there isn't any content in the game currently that hasn't been cleared by him already. So I would still say prioritize summoning on Todo and Mahito. We're going to keep saying this until like I run out of breath and choke on the air. Todo, Mahito. Mahito's not in the game currently. But when Mahito comes, I beg of you to invest, okay? He's not a necessity, but as y'all can see, he's a beast. He's a beast. He is undeniably the #1 yellow DPS. So if you choose to summon for him because of his great strengths, it's not a loss. I'm just hoping that your cube luck will also allow you to get Toto and Mahito, who are units that have overall higher value because they assist floors with units that aren't as strong or they're suffering. Like, for example, Red Jujutsu is kind of suffering at the moment. Mahito helps Red Jujutsu a lot. The same way how green, I wouldn't say green was suffering, but I would say green floors in the game, especially like floor 82, as I covered already with Toto, it was a big issue because bosses were attacking 4 times in a single turn, and you would love to be able to counter with Toto, which is why he brought immense value. And you're not relying on literally the first featured SSR's RNG DPS from his triple kick to do damage. So my priority list still remains the same, Toto and Mahito, but this guy's undoubtedly number 1 yellow DPS, number 2 overall DPS in my eyes. But that leads to the end of my ramble on this showcase video. So let's do a little outro. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate y'all if y'all made it to this point in the video. If you enjoyed, please make sure that you like. And if you're going to comment, let's have a conversation. How do you guys feel about Yellow Sukuna? Are you having fun with this unit? And if you do have Yellow Sukuna, and you also had Blue Sukuna, which ones did you have more fun with in the respective primes? Are you having more fun with Yellow Sukuna now in comparison to when you were using Blue Sukuna when he first came out? Which unit do you think is better? Or better in their time period? I really enjoy both of these units. I want to spend more time with Yellow Sukuna. But as it stands currently, I feel like this very large showcase video should help everyone kind of get a firm grasp of what his kit is about. So shoot off in the comment section below. Let's start a dialogue. But yeah, that's really it from me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the showcase video. If you haven't seen my Yuji showcase video, that should be popping up on the screen right about now. Thank you for watching. It's been Jay, aka It's Ghost Story, and I will see you guys later.